Not many people in one lifetime have the satisfaction of achieving a great ambition, but Jack Freeman has realised this. In the short space of 8 years, he has started and converted a mine from the old-time method of hand-winning coal to a modern, fully mechanised colliery, and we trust that the pictures now being presented to you will not only show you how this was done, but will give you some enjoyment and information on modern coal-winning methods. Newcastle, as an industrial city, depends a great deal today on its collieries for its commercial existence. And what better start could we make than to show you the historical landmark of Nobbys Signal Station, with happy and contented Australians enjoying themselves on our incomparable beaches, with a collier in the background taking coal to Sydney. Zaara Street Power Station, now before you, is one of the main generating stations in this state and still a large consumer of coal. And in this scene, trucks from Mount Sugarloaf Colliery are seen discharging coal to feed the boilers. Lorries are now returning to the mine through Newcastle's busy main street. On their return journey, the lorries passed one of our biggest brickyards at Wallsend. And shortly you will see the coal being used at the kilns, but of a much larger sizing. Here again you see more coal being tipped at the brick kilns. And of course, the coal being burnt to produce the bricks. We're now approaching Mount Sugarloaf Colliery and the entrance to the mine. Here the manager returns after making his inspection. One of our last views of the faithful servants, who shortly will be leaving the stable yards for their last shift, having now been displaced by mechanisation. Our democratic way of life is typified in this pit-top meeting, where you can see the miners being addressed by one of their union executives, but regrettably the main topic on this occasion was the reduction of hands consequent upon the reorganisation of labour at the mine. Horses are getting impatient to go down to start their shift. employees have concluded their meeting and the old tunnel is their entrance point for the last time. The first step in winning coal under the semi-mechanised methods was boring and shooting down the coal ready for loading, and the borers in action are using standard equipment for this work. Same operation in the bottom of the seam. Employees are stemming up ready to shoot. Now the coal's been shot down ready for loading, and the scraper loader operator will shortly be setting his blocks ready to start. The scraper throws a scoop on ropes to the coal face and drops it back onto the loader conveyor, where a chain conveyor propels it out to the machine into skips. Empties are coped out of the road to allow full skips to be marshalled out of the board and then reset and placed under the loader. And now the full skips are wheeled out to the flat and then taken to the surface by means of a direct haulage. This haulage brings all the full skips from the bottom of the mine to the surface. After tipping, the empties are again assembled on the pit top, and when the set is complete, are let down on the return side of the rope. Full set coming to the surface to be tipped again. This gives you a different perspective of the screen buildings. These loading bays were especially constructed for lorries. Workmen today enjoy first-class amenities at the mine, and these scenes of the interior of the bathhouse show you its up-to-date construction. Hot and cold water is provided, and a foot bath is provided also for the men's welfare. Now from the old to the new. First step in the transition was the construction of a new conveyor to the screens. And here you see a 30-inch conveyor. And now to work under the completely mechanised system. A modern coal cutting machine enters the board, and operators ready the machine in place. The machine operators now wait for the completion of the drilling operation. The boring has been completed and the cutter crew swing the bar into place. And it only takes 10 minutes to cut a place 18 foot wide. Water is sprayed onto the cutter arm to keep dust down during the procedure. At the left of the picture you will observe one of the unit crew shoveling the fine cuttings away from the machine. The crew has finished cutting this place and now flip the machine to cut in another section. The shot firer now takes over, and these views show him stemming his holes preparing to shooting down the coal and connecting the detonator leads to the explosive. Nearly 50 tons are here shot down, ready for the next step of loading. Now the loader crew put the load into position. The shuttle car, which holds about 4.5 tons of coal, is placed in position, ready to receive it. Approximately 3 minutes are required to load the shuttle car, and the driver moves the car whilst it is being filled to spread his load evenly. From this point, the shuttle car proceeds to a ramp to discharge his load onto a scraper conveyor. In turn, the coal is loaded onto a belt and again reloaded from a feeder belt through a transfer case to the main belt. This main belt is electronically controlled Here you see the drive of the conveyor. The electronic device to prevent overloading is to the left of the picture. The coal is being fed from the side belt on the right of the picture onto the main belt through means of a transfer bin, which you can see in the middle of the scene. Here we follow the progress of the coal to the surface. They're not as happy as that all the time. This view shows you the coal going to the surface through the new tunnel. This view shows the coal discharging from the main belt into a 50-ton bin, from where it will be taken by means of a 30-inch belt to a large crusher. This view shows you the coal leaving the 50-ton bin and being transferred to the crusher, and the screen operator picking out the odd bits of dirt from the seam. various screens you'll see shortly grade the coal after it has been crushed into the different sizes, each consumer having his own particular requirements as to graded coal. Here again you see the coal being screened into the various sizes, with the larger size going over the end of the screen. The little conveyor to the left of the picture is taking small coals to the washing plant. And here you see coal in the bin ready for drying. This, of course, is another view of the screens. And the conveyor taking nut coal to the boxes. Once the small coal has been washed, it too is taken to its particular sized box, and in this view you see the small nut coal being separated. The discharge end, of course, of the dirt and the coal boxes. Here the washing plant operator is resetting his controls to wash the small nut coal again, and altering the stroke of the washer. Here you get a good picture of the small jig washer in operation. And the conveyor at the left will take the washed coal to the box, whilst the dirt is discharged from below the unit . There you see the coal going onto the elevator conveyor after being washed. There, the washed coal entering the box. As you can see, our pit was started in 1949. And here's the deputy coming out at the end of his shift. And the new manager, Mr Andrew Gow, shown entering up his final entry for the day and giving final instructions to finish the day's work and to get ready for the morrow. This film has been brought to you with the compliments of Mr Jack Freeman, Managing Director of Mount Sugarloaf Collieries Proprietary Limited, and we sincerely trust that it has been educational, informative and interesting to you. And we leave you with our final view of a lorry passing through our picturesque bushland setting.